Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today I have a review for you of a fragrance that was released in 1989. Many consider it a classic amongst fragrance collectors, among fragrance enthusiasts, and it is none other than Joop Homme. It's pronounced Joop. I used to pronounce it Joop or something along those lines when I was younger, but figured out the correct pronunciation of it. It is highly distinguishable. It comes in this clear bottle and it has this almost shockingly pinkish magenta type juice that's in there. Very standard bottle. It kind of has this half circle type thing going along with it. It just says Joop Homme, plastic cap. It pops off. I'm not going to spray this. Some very powerful stuff, but I mean, decent bottle presentation, nothing to really scream at. So this fragrance was released in, again, 1989. The parfumé is Michael Almayrak. I'm probably butchering that one. But since this release in 1989, he's done a lot of creations, most notably of which had been for the House of Bond No. 9. He's responsible for creating Fire Island, Bryant Park. He's also responsible for creating Escada Magnetism. And looking at those fragrances, they do bear some sort weird resemblance to Joop Homme in a way. So it kind of has some tie-in, but either way, he is responsible for creating those. Now you can purchase this primarily in the 2.5 ounce and the 75 milliliters, and I think it's 125 milliliters as well. The 125 milliliter will run you about $64 retail, and the 75 milliliters will run you about $49 retail. Now that is the baseline price. You can purchase this one for much cheaper from, if you even just look or put some effort into looking for this fragrance at a discount, you can buy this for much cheaper than those prices that you saw. So for this bottle, I believe I got it for something like $10 to $15. So shop around, look around, and you can definitely purchase this one. Now, on to the actual notes of the actual fragrance. The top notes consist of bergamot and cinnamon. The mid consists of orange blossom, jasmine, and honeysuckle. And the base consists of sandalwood, vetiver, patchouli, amber, tonka bean, musk, and vanilla. Now, right off the bat, I'd just like to say this is the fragrance actually that turned me off to fragrances back when I was younger. I remember smelling this one in a department store and the smell getting clogged up in my nose and me just being absolutely abhorred or just turned off by fragrances completely. Now, what you get when you spray this one immediately is a very sweet, almost sick, to me it's very sickeningly sweet, cotton candy-ish, powderish types of a smell that comes at you. It's very, very aggressive in its nature that you put across. So a good comparison that I saw listed for this fragrance is that it reminds them of Robitussin cough syrup, and that's kind of what I get for it. At first I had a lot of trouble deciphering what really bothered me about this fragrance and what bothered me, and I figured it out, and because there's a couple of fragrances that do the same thing that this does, and those fragrances bother me just as much as this one does. And that's the cinnamon in this is really amped up and really has it's not a traditional spicy smell, because I love spicy smells, but it's more of a candy-ish spicy smell that kind of comes at you in a manner that I'm not particularly fond of. There have been some people, in fact, if you look at base notes or some other frequent fragrance reviewer sites, what you're going to notice is almost an even split down the middle of people who absolutely hate it and people who absolutely love it. So it's very polarizing, keep that in mind. Now, again, it reminds me strictly of cough syrup on that. It's got a flowerish, cotton candy type smell. But the one good thing, redeeming thing about this fragrance is I actually like the dry down on this fragrance. So the dry down has this almost a woody, softly sweet type of a scent that comes off. The patchouli mixes in particularly well with the cinnamon and with the the bergamot and the honeysuckle that kind of comes in, and it comes off as a very a sweet fragrance with a wood base. I would classify it easily as a unisex fragrance that probably women can actually pull off a little bit better than men, but this is a fragrance that is marketed for men. So let's get into the actual application and sprays of this, because I believe that's where this fragrance really runs into trouble. For sprays, I would recommend 1 spray. 2 if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, but 2 maximum. And so anywhere between 1 and 2 sprays. The trick for this fragrance is really the application sense for this scent. So again, 1 to 2 sprays maximum. For the occasion, I would only dub this either a night out fragrance, or if you're younger, I think you can pull this one off at school, keeping in mind those spray restrictions that I will list. You don't want to knock anyone out, and putting too much of this fragrance on is definitely a bad thing. Now, for season, I would wear this one in fall or winter for it. The cold weather, again, will help temper the fragrance down. It will help keep it manageable so that it's not too aggressive on people. But other than fall and winter, I would never recommend this one for spring, summer, or any time where it's actually warm, or, you know, in a climate basically that will help the fragrance project for it. You don't want to help this fragrance project at all. For, again, age group, I would recommend any age group for this fragrance, whether you be younger, whether you be older. I believe you can pull this one off at any time, pretty much, but, you know, again, I'm going to really keep coming back to this, keep the sprays in mind for it. For projection and sillage, both are extremely monstrous and heavy. They really just go off the charts for it. People will smell you from a long way away. They will smell you as you pass for 5 minutes afterwards. This is fragrance that really sticks in people's noses, so just be careful. So let's get on to what other people thought of this fragrance.
This one, for me now, I'll give it an F because it's too, like, sweet for me. Too much flavory, like too fruity. So, not for my taste.
Not like that. Maybe I took some struggle with, I don't know. Try that again.
I think it smells good.
It's a little strong for me.
Maybe it's just this way. I actually don't think this is bad.
What about it? I don't really like it. I give it like a B minus. B minus.
What would you give it?
A
B?
B.
B minus? Okay.
That should give me a headache.
Yeah.
I'm smelling this new fragrance, and it's a very interesting smell. It smells like what you use to flush the toilet. Then sort of there's a little hit of mothballs, and then there might be some sort of citrus smell to it. I think this is either unisex or a woman perfume, but I really don't recommend the smell. I think I rate it like a D minus.
So as you can see, the thoughts of this fragrance were overwhelmingly actually negative, and that is outside of these people that are here, and I apologize for the sound in I believe it's going to be the second video, or the one where I have 2 people in it, but the comments for this have been overwhelmingly negative, and that's because a lot of people with just one spray, and even smelling my arm afterwards, it's just too powerful, it's just too aggressive, and it comes at them in a way that is very just overly assertive for the fragrance. It does get some mention for it being a more manageable fragrance after it's been on your skin for a while, but the problem with this fragrance is getting to that point of being more manageable. The dry down for me occurs anywhere between 4 to 5 hours afterwards, and that's a long time to have to deal with a scent that you really don't like. So yeah, it's one of those fragrances. So let's get on to the actual scores for the review. So for scent, I'm going to give this fragrance a D minus for scent. Again, I feel it's too sweet. I feel it's too cloying. I feel it's too aggressive. Even with just one spray, it still annoys me. And generally with fragrances, I can usually control how much something will project and annoy me by how many sprays that I apply. This one is definitely not one of them. And one spray is something that leaves a cloud around you for a while and leaves and for me just stays up my nose and just continues to bother me. Again, I feel it has too much cinnamon in it. It's too much, too spicy, sweet. It's just too much for me. So for that, I'm going to give this one a D- for it. It's not something that will make me truly throw up for it, but it does turn me off. For projection, I'm going to give this one an A+ for projection. Projection is second to none for this fragrance. You can't really get any better if you're looking for a fragrance to project monstrously. So projection, A+. Sillage, same thing, A+. It's going to leave a scent trail around you. It's going to leave a nice little cloud that really stays around, and people will know you're there. So if you're looking for something that leaves a lasting impression for it, yeah, Sillage for this one, A+. For uniqueness, now since this was released in 1989, I'm going to give this one a B. For uniqueness, it is a pretty unique fragrance, and it still is uniquely powerful in that way. I mean, it's very similar to a lot of the other 80s powerhouse fragrances that they have, but it does have its own sense of uniqueness. There are a lot of fragrances that came after it. For that, I'm not going to knock it, that kind of have a similar vibe, but you know, I will give it decently good remarks for uniqueness. So again, uniqueness, it gets a B. For longevity, I'm going to give this one an A- for longevity. I get anywhere between 12 and 15 hours for this on longevity. The one knock for longevity that I have is once it seems to decide it's going to leave, it's gone. And then it shows back up again. It's very difficult to kind of pinpoint when the fragrance is truly gone off your skin. I'm not sure if we can really see it. No, you won't really be able to see it. But it actually, even on the part that you spray, it's going to leave a nice little residue on your skin that's going to stay for a while as long as it's pretty much there. So longevity, yes, I'm going to give it an A-. For versatility, I'm going to give this one a D. I really can't see any other situation outside from night outs or even clubs or in some cases, like I mentioned, school occasion, wearing it to school. Outside of that, it's not really versatile. And even in those situations, I just wouldn't really even wear it. It's just too much of a monster to me. But again, everyone has their own different opinions. So yeah, for versatility, I'm going to give this one a D. For compliments, now this may seem strange. For compliments, I'm going to give this one a B-. So it's going to get decently good marks for compliments. Why am I giving this a D-, or I'm sorry, a B-? Well, because it's so aggressive, because it's so powerful, the people that do like this scent are going to notice it more and more and are going to compliment you on it just because it's so aggressive, and they're definitely going to smell it. The flip side to this is that the people who don't like it are also going to smell it as well. They're much less likely to actually say anything on it. But the people who do like it will notice it and will compliment you on it. So for compliments, it is a decently good compliment getter for it, as long as you be careful on the spray. So B- for compliments. As far as the overall rating for the scent, I'm actually going to give this one a D for it. I'm not overly fond of it. I think it's a below average fragrance in terms of just all around, whether it be, you know, occasion, versatility. Sure, it's got strength and it's got staying power, lasting power, but it's a scent that I'm not particularly fond of. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and give it a D. If you're fond of very sweet fragrances, if you like a lot of cinnamon, stuff like that, definitely give this one a whirl. If you're one of those ones, people who really like to jump out at people with their fragrance, then definitely give this one a try as well. But you know, you may find this one, and and again, you can actually buy this one pretty cheaply, so it's not like you're going to be breaking the bank in order to get this one. But you know, those things aside, it still isn't something for me, and for that, it's going to get a D. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free, leave a comment down below, do whatever you got to do, send me a message. I'll, you know, take time to answer it. Thank you, have a great day, and take care of yourselves.